On Global TV News Prime, President Tinubu rejects 942 billion naira proposal by the National Population Commission. In business, Nigeria's stock exchange declined by 8.81%. On the foreign scene, Germany to reject undocumented migrants asylum seekers. And in sports, Nigerian boxer Idris Badamosi to feature in Boxing World Cup. Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to the News Prime on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Queen Agaba. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365, on StarTimes channel 276, and free to air on NigeComSat. You can also download the Global TV Nigeria mobile app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcast. President Bola Tinubu has turned down a 942 billion naira proposal by the National Population Commission for the conduct of the National Housing and Population Census. Impeccable sources privy to the discussions between President Tinubu and the Commission's top officials at the State House revealed that the President insisted on cost-cutting measures. According to the insiders, the President suggested the deployment of members of the National Youth Service Corps for the exercise. The First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, has honored women globally for their resilience, hard work, and achievement in celebration of the 2025 International Women's Day. The theme for the 2025 International Women's Day is for all women and girls, rights, equality, and empowerment. In her message to commemorate the occasion, Senator Oluremi encouraged women to cherish and support one another. Imo State Governor Hope Uzodinma has described the establishment of the Southeast Development Commission by President Bola Tinubu as a crucial step towards addressing the challenges of the region, which previous administration overlooked. The governor stated this while receiving the chairman and board members of the commission, led by its chairman Emeka Nwogo and managing director Mark Okoye at the government house in Owerri. Our correspondent Amarachi Ibe completes the report.
Welcoming the delegation, Governor Uzodinma commended President Tinubu for setting up the commission and congratulated the board members on their appointments. He pledged his administration's full support to ensure the success of the commission's mission in the southeast.
I see this as an opportunity from federal government to relieve the people of southeast the agony and sufferings occasioned by that ugly incident. On behalf of the people of Southeast region, particularly the Forum of Governors, which I share, will continue to be grateful to him.
In response, the SEDC board members emphasized their commitment to fostering economic growth and infrastructural development in the region. They outlined their ambitious plan to transform the Southeast into a major investment destination in Africa, with a target of increasing the region's investment portfolio from $40 billion to $200 billion by the year 2030.
We are also here today to show appreciation and support to Your Excellency and the people of Imo State for your unwavering support in making SEDC a reality. This visit serves as a foundation for extensive stakeholders' engagement in shaping the Commission's operation and intervention priorities.
We want to make the Southeast, working closely with you, Your Excellency, and all the other governors, the preferred destination for investments. We want to grow this Southeast economy from a $40 billion economy to a $200 billion economy in 10 years.
The visit signifies a renewed partnership between the SEDC and the Imo State government, as both parties work towards accelerating economic transformation in the region. From Government House, Owerri, Amarachi Ibe, reporting for Global TV News.
The Federal Ministry of Women Affairs has officially flagged off the 2025 International Women's Day celebration with a strong call for bold and decisive action to advance gender equality in Nigeria. The Honorable Minister, Iman Suleiman Ibrahim, made this known during a media briefing in Abuja. Global Television brings you details. With this year's theme, Accelerate Action, the minister emphasized the need to break barriers, close gender gaps, and empower women and girls to take their rightful place in society. Acknowledging Nigeria's progress in enacting gender-responsive laws, she noted that full implementation remains a challenge.
In the last assembly, the 9th assembly, we had 9 senators out of 109. In the 10th assembly, we have 4. There's a decline. So I think it's a wake-up call. Sometimes you have to come down to go up.
The minister highlighted key areas requiring urgent attention, including economic empowerment, gender-based violence, and women's political representation, further revealing that under the Nigeria for Women project scale-up, the ministry aims to support at least 4.5 million women nationwide. She also decried the rising cases of gender-based violence, referencing recent tragic incidents across the country.
As part of an agenda for this administration, you'll see that the president appointed an essay on women's health, because we know that women have health issues. Our ultimate goal around the health, health and the health sector for women is to have 6 specialist hospitals for women and children.
Meanwhile, she commended President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for increasing the ministry's budget for the first time, describing it as a landmark step towards institutionalizing women's empowerment. She's also set to lead Nigeria's delegation to the UN Commission on the Status of Women, where she will showcase the country's progress and forge stronger global partnerships for gender justice. The ministry says it remains dedicated to fostering a more inclusive and equitable society for Nigerian women and girls. For Global Television, Queen Agaba reporting. The Office of the Accountant General of the Federation has confirmed that some federal workers experienced salary overpayment in December 2024 due to a system error. The overpayments are currently being recovered through deductions from affected workers' salaries. In a statement released and signed by the Director of Press and Public Relations, Bawa Mokwa, the OAGF clarified that there were no shortfalls in salaries paid to federal workers in January and February 2025. Following the commencement of the Ramadan fast, prices of dates and other ingredients essential in preparing Ramadan meals have continued to fluctuate in Kano State. Global TV's correspondent Idris Jibrin visited the city's largest dates market in Kofa, Wambai, and now reports.
Salah season is here again. Abba Kiri and many other traders in Kantunkwari textile markets have been waiting for this moment. This year business is brisk and more good news awaits. We are happy this year the price has come down and more people are coming here from different parts of the country to buy textile materials. For nearly 3 decades, Razina Sani has been coming here to buy Salah textile materials for her children. She says this year the price is affordable. I have been coming to Kwari since when I was 7 years old. I can tell you that this year is different. Textile materials are not expensive like before. Over the last couple of years, however, chemically imported fabrics from China and other countries of the world seems to have replaced local textile industries in Kano. Traders say the price would have been more cheaper. Assuming our local textile industries are operating, no one will dare complain of price increase. But now we have to import from China. Despite these disturbing challenges, People across Nigeria and beyond have continued to troop for their Sallah textile materials, largely due to reduction in Nigeria's inflation rate. From Kano, Idris Jubrin reporting for Global Television News.
The ancient Kumi market in Kano is well known as the place to find merchants of chabi, a tool used by Muslims to count supplications, especially during Ramadan. Global Television's correspondent Idris Jubrin examines this trade as the demand for chabi increases amongst Muslims in Kano State.
Inside this 15th century Kurmi market in Kano, brand of this simple but essential tool for counting supplication are coupled and sold. For traders here, the improvement in the trade has recently led to significant reduction in price of charbi. You see, over the years we have been doing the trade of charbi in this market, and there are so many people who are benefiting from this trade. Our children, you can see we have different varieties of charbi in this market, and so many people are benefiting from this trade. They are making a living out of it. As central to spiritual life of Muslims, charbi comes in different forms, from the traditional hand counters to the high-tech digital devices or finger counter.
It's from many countries, from Egypt, Oman, Qatar, Iran, China, Saudi, India, Pakistan. Almost 10 countries, they are producing charbi.
Traders say the growing number of young entrepreneurs has led to a significant price reduction this year.
A lot of people, they are using charbi, they are working on it, and they are selling. Even if you go to the road, you see any junction, any danger, you can see some people with charbi. They are selling by pieces. It's our people. They need helpers. They want the government to help them, because before, if you have 5,000 naira, you can sell charbi. But this time around, because of something, so many things is increased. So even 50,000 cannot enough for you.
As old as Kano City itself, Kurmi Market has continued to remain a place where culture and tradition binds together among Muslim faithfuls in northern Nigeria. From Kano, Idris Jubrin reporting for Global Television News.
Still in Kano, the National Broadcast Commission says no fewer than 262 broadcast violations relating to politics and personality attacks were recorded in Kano State between January and February 2025. The Kano State coordinator of the commission, Malam Adamu Salihu, stated this during a meeting with media house heads convened by Kano State Commissioner for Information, Ibrahim Weya. According to a statement issued by the Director of Internal Affairs, Usman Bello, Salihu decried the upward trend in broadcast violations, stressing the need for urgent actions to promote responsible broadcasting practices in the state. Personnel of the Nigerian Navy attached to Forward Operating Base Escravos raided the Otegele community at Obodo or Madinho, Warri South-West local government area of Delta State, leading to the discovery and deactivation of 2 illegal refining sites. The commander officer of FOB Escravos, Navy Captain Ikenna Okoloagu, who led the operation, told journalists that the sites were laden with about 5,500 liters of stolen crude oil and 2,000 liters of illegally refined AGO contained in an oven, 9 dugout pits, and 28 polythene sacks. He reaffirmed the service's commitment to sustain the fight against crude oil theft, pipeline vandalism, and other acts of economic sabotage. The Jigawa State Governor, Umar Namadi, has reaffirmed his administration's plans to partner with the Northwest Development Commission to address poverty and sustain the region's development. The governor made the pledge when he received the leadership of the NWDC, led by its chairman, Lawal Abdullahi, on a courtesy call at the Government House, Dutse, the Jigawa state capital. According to Namadi, the partnership between the state government and the NWDC is crucial in addressing the developmental challenges facing the region. You're watching the live broadcast of the News Prime. When News Prime returns, 6 die and hundreds evacuated in Argentina floods. We'll bring you details from the world of foreign and business segment right after the break. Please stay with us.
Do you know that Global Television can be watched in Nigeria and all over the world?
Download the Global TV Nigerian mobile app for Android and iOS devices to watch Global Television real-time from around the world. What are you waiting for?
Start downloading and stay connected to Global Television. Many thanks for staying with us. The second part of the news broadcast returns with business, where China says it will slap tariff on Canadian products, including rapeseed oil and pork, after a Beijing probe into levies imposed by Ottawa on Chinese goods last year. Beijing's Commerce Ministry says it would hit imported rapeseed oil, oil cakes and peas from Canada with a 100% tariff. Aquatic products and pork will face a 25% levy, and the measures will come into effect in March 20th. The Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Osun River Basin Development Authority, Dr. Adedeji Ashiru, has reiterated the federal government's commitment to enhancing food security and boosting agricultural business in the country. Ashiru revealed that the agency had procured 25 tractors to support mechanized agriculture and plans to construct 83 additional infrastructures, develop small-scale irrigation schemes, and implement water-smart irrigation system in 2025. He reiterated President Bola Tinubu's commitment to tackling hunger and ensuring food sufficiency in the country. Investors in stock markets traded a total of 1.818 billion shares worth 47.226 billion naira in 64,222 transactions this week on the floor of the Nigerian Exchange Limited. NGX, in its weekly report made available in Lagos, said this was in contrast to 1.848 billion shares worth 51.387 billion naira that exchanged hands last week in 63,090 deals. Consequently, the value of transactions traded by investors on the exchange declined by 8.81%. On the foreign scene, Germany's conservative election winner Friedrich Merz says he has agreed on tough restrictions on irregular immigration in talks with his likely future governing partners. Europe's biggest economy would reject undocumented migrants at its borders, including asylum seekers. After days spent hammering out key policy compromises, the two big tent parties plan to now move into full-fledged talks with the aim of building a grand coalition government next month. The Ukraine's country's emergency service says Russian strikes overnight had killed at least 12 people in eastern Ukraine as of Saturday morning, days ahead of talks in Saudi Arabia between U.S. and Ukrainian negotiators aimed at a truce. A Russian assault hit the center of Dobropilya in Ukraine's Donetsk region separately. The Kharkiv region military head Oleg Singubov says one person was killed in a drone attack and 7 others wounded early Saturday in the city of Bogodukiv. 6 people have died and hundreds were evacuated in the Argentine port city of Bahia Blanca as torrential rains flooded homes and hospitals, destroying roads and forcing authorities to cut power. 8 hours of non-stop rain left the city of 350,000 people largely underwater and forced authorities to evacuate the Jose Pena Hospital. Images showed medical personnel evacuating babies from the hospital's neonatal unit and the army deployed to assist in rescue efforts. In sports, Liverpool survived a scare from Southampton as Mohamed Salah and Darwin Núñez inspired the fight back in a 3-1 win that lifted the Premier League leaders 16 points clear at the top on Saturday. Unbeaten Nigerian boxer Idris Badamasi has been selected to feature in the first ever Boxing World Cup scheduled to take place in Saudi Arabia in April. The knockout specialist, who holds a perfect professional record of 7-0 with 6 knockouts, will represent Nigeria at the WC Riyadh Season Boxing Grand Prix, a tournament designed to discover and showcase the next generation of boxing superstars. The competition will feature 128 athletes from 41 participating countries, with 32 boxers competing in each of the 4 weight divisions. As we end the Global TV News Prime, let's take a look at some of our top stories. President Bola Tinubu has turned down a 942 billion naira proposal by the National Population Commission for the conduct of the National Housing and Population Census. In business, investors in stock market traded a total of 1.818 billion shares worth 47.226 billion naira in 64,222 transactions this week on the floor of the Nigerian Exchange Limited. On the foreign scene, Germany's conservative election winner Friedrich Merz says he has agreed on tough restrictions on irregular immigration in talks with his likely future governing partners. And in sports, unbeaten Nigerian boxer Idris Badamasi has been selected to feature in the first ever Boxing World Cup scheduled to take place in April in Saudi Arabia. And that's it on the News Prime. A quick reminder that Global TV is on DSTV channel 365, on Star Times channel 276, and free to air on NIGECOMSAT. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms using @GlobalTVNG and other handles now showing on your screen. You can download the Global TV Nigeria app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcast. I'm Queen Agaba. Thank you for watching and see you again.